Okay, hi everybody. Hello, people of the future. I've got to log on here to get people of the now. Hello, Paul Bennett. Ron Sheps, Ezekiel Bradshaw, Blackcraft 27, Happening Mojo, Scott Colhart, Michael J. Lassiter, Rachel Powell, Know Your Joe. Hello, everyone. Stanley S. I lost you. Mike Chernowski, Scuba Steve, Angie Roberts, Love 14. Hello. Hello, hello. Susan Atai, Philly G, Josh Newman, Mr. Jimmy FXC. Hello, Mr. Jimmy. Harry Folbaum III, Ken Zarish, Rebecca Owens, Misty Jazierski, Lindy Vito, Brandon Peretti, Stacy Hawkins, Cassandra Nylander, Scott Coyner, Stricken Pool, Chad Smith, Al Matra Art, Edson Juice, Milton Knowles, the Insane Witch King, JLR 538LM, Ashley Russell, Rob O'Brien, Robert White. Caught up, done. Okay, hi everybody that is here and doing stuff. Are you dirty? You look a little dirty. You were dirty. We fixed it. Okay, so I have a number of Krampuses to work on. Right now is not Alan's fun time of getting to do what he wants. Right now is Alan's time of, I have to get these orders to people so they have it in time for their Christmas show. So there's always Krampusing to do. Hello there, Insane Witch King. You were dirty. You were dirty. I cleaned it and then you got better. Therefore, you were dirty. Yes, I do have to, on occasion, make the monies. The monies are important to my daily life. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I did not try on the booty shorts, and the fact that you wanted me to is mildly disturbing. Hello, happy Thanksgiving from the future. All right, yeah. So there's always Krampus stuff to do. I feel like I make Krampuses in July. So, honest question. Oh, thank you for saying the elf costume was good, Joe. Appreciate it. Honest question, all right? Do you think that enough other mask vendors now make Krampuses that I could back off of the Krampuses and stop making them? One of the things that I try to do is I try to kind of fill a niche. When in doubt, always go burgers. I try to bring forth a product that I think the haunt industry needs, and once that need is filled, I can move on. Many years ago, I started making fabric masks and burlap masks, and I was the only one, and then I was one of 2 or 3, and now there's like 5 or 6 companies that sell burlap masks there and fabric masks. So I feel like that niche was covered, and I moved away from it. 2011, maybe 12, I started making Krampus masks for haunts. So there you go. What do you think? Let me, now I have to read what you guys think. Crock pot pasta. Well, I think one of the things that happens with other mask makers is I'm also going to make a Krampus mask. Not I'm going to make Krampus masks. Does that make sense? Like, it's one mask they add to their line, as opposed to I have like a whole plug-and-play system of Krampuses where you can get different horns and different hair, and I don't feel like a lot of other folks are doing that yet. But there's plenty of other Krampuses out there. Rob O'Brien, there's always things that I want to make that I don't have time for. There's so many things that I want to make that I don't have time for. So, yeah, is there a replacement waiting in the wings? Absolutely. Is there something else that I could fill my time with? Yes. And are there new characters that I haven't thought of because I know I'm busy making Krampuses, you know? I try to keep my Krampus prices fairly reasonable, but I'm on the high end of what's out there right now for United States Krampuses. So, I don't charge any extra for holiday hours. I always take Thanksgiving weekend and make a bunch of Christmas masks and costumes. So, is there a spine on the fursuits? No, there isn't one. I mean, there could be, but does it come standard with a spine? No. If you just want the hair suit, then it's just a hair suit. It's $50 more to get the latex chest in it. So, yeah. I do like making Krampus masks. I'm not. What happened different this year is that we put some Krampus masks. Well, the website happened this year. So here's the downside of that is that we only have like 4 or 5 different types on the website. So instead of it being through Messenger and me saying, okay, what kind of horns do you want? Okay, what color hair do you want? And then we get to make something that's a little different. No, they order a white Krampus with red LED eyes because that's what's on the website. They order the antler Krampus because that's what's on the website. They order the ram horn Krampus because that's what's on the website. So that is the that's the difference. Now I'm making more of the same Krampus, whereas before I wouldn't do that. There was no glitter. It was a glitter-free YouTube Wednesday. I think people should also make their own. I think that's a big part. Milton, I would love to see a picture of the grass you're working with. Yeah, I don't have Rob as much in the shop anymore. He has a different job, so he's not at the shop very much. Know Your Joe, it's just, why not create an options list? That's a good idea, but it's a little tough right now, you know, having all those different drop downs. I don't think the LED lights should be overdone. They are, anytime you add something to a mask or a costume, you're adding up another possible point of failure. I don't think elves with glow eyes are a good idea. I might offer that with trolls down the road. Understood, Michael. Take care of yourself. Hello in the UK. Ezekiel, the problem with that is that I don't have time. My time is spent filling the orders for the Krampus that are on the website. I bet I made 8 or 9 of those white Krampuses this year, and I got to work on one tonight. So making those takes the time that I would normally take to make new ones. Yeah, I love Krampuses on houses and stuff. Hello, Captain Marga and Lisa. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. In case I know folks pop in and out, so I'm just going to say Happy Thanksgiving. Shannon is cooking her buttocks off over there at the house, so I'll be there. I'll be here, and I'll be alone. I'm alone again without shoes. Pretty sure that's how that song goes. And there's a timer that's going to go off, and then I've got to do a lot of pouring out because I poured up a lot of mess today. Camera. Yes, keep it simple. I try to keep it as simple as I can. Ezekiel, did you enjoy The Princess Bride? Did you enjoy it? Or did we hype it up so much it couldn't possibly meet the expectations? You could make a Silky Studios. That is possible. All right. We can grab some flesh for fantasy. You like the music. It has it's a very quotable movie. Lots in it is easy to quote. It's easy to say, easy to remember. Okay, y'all are keeping me busy tonight. It's hard to get work done when I'm watching the comments. So I think my favorite movie soundtrack from the olden times is Lady Hawk. It is such a synthesized soundtrack, but I love it. We did have crazy weather last night. We had a real thin line of purple storms come through. The storms were not purple, they appeared purple on the radar, which means it's very dense. Thanks, Scott. I do like the Conan the Barbarian soundtrack. But if I listened to it like casually, I would get into way more fistfights. So I probably shouldn't just casually listen to the Conan soundtrack. I don't think Crocodile Dundee was an Australian-made movie. I'm just saying. Riot Demon, can you send me a picture of it? Stiff white plastic covers a lot, but is it flexible or is it not? If it's not flexible, then super glue is probably your best bet. And what you can do is you can try to find a similar plastic. Maybe it's milk jug plastic, maybe it's plastic from the cracked lid of a storage container or something, and cut yourself some little nickels. And then wherever it's broken together, like glue a nickel on the inside, then that gives you a little tab to put more glue when you put it back together. So that little nickel, you put half of it in there and half sticks out, and then you have something else to glue to aside from just edge-to-edge contact. No. Australian content saying no, because we don't know what we're doing. Like, we don't know what Australia's like. We shouldn't make movies about it. I also really like Crocodile Dundee. My favorite Super Nintendo game was The Adventures of Bayou Billy, which was a Crocodile Dundee ripoff. Yeah, baking soda and super glue is almost an instant cure, an instant kick. It also heats up, so be careful. Never seen the Goofy movie because A, I'm an adult, and B, no monsters, no sword fighting. Cat Swift, when I was a teenager, I never listened to what they said would make me go blind. So why would I start now? Well, good luck finding a Cujo bust. I haven't really seen one like that. I like the Underworld movies. I like anything that puts monsters front and center. I like Twilight. Now, do I like the movies? Do I like their lore? Not really. But I like that it got millions of people interested in vampires and werewolves on some level. Hello, Sons of Wayne. Edson, what are you talking about? I also agree that vampires shouldn't sparkle. But there is a bit of lore that kind of came from. It's not something she just like straight made up. What's my favorite movie that has magic stuff and monsters in it? Seventh Son I thought was really good with Jeff Bridges. I thought that was a good, fun movie. Hansel and Gretel that came out a while ago, that's pretty good. Are you talking about werewolves having hairy hands? Is that what you're talking about? Mike, I almost do need, I was actually thinking today, like, am I just there? Do I put an ad out to get someone full time? I have people, and they have specialties. And I need someone that is not as specialized and that I can, pour up masks. I really want to get all of the molds I have back there poured up and a blank put on the website for all of those. I can't do that right now. Yes, Shannon is cooking her little heart out over there. Okay, you said hairy hands and you should have said hairy palms. Hairy palms is what you should have said. Hairy hands, that didn't make any sense. But hairy palms, yes. Also a sign of being a werewolf, by the way. And also Bram Stoker's Dracula, when in the book, he is described as having hair on the inside of his palms. So there you go. Yes, shot monkey. Of course I'm decorating a turkey. I don't really need it on this guy. But I do have one that I have to strap. It's rare that I have a plan, Riot Demon. It's very rare. Like, not just for the turkey, I mean like in life. Yes, the ring finger is long, the same length as the middle is also a sign of being a werewolf. And all your toes being the same length. Yes, I have seen face hugger turkeys. Oh, I'll have to go get my beverage. Dude, and if you spray paint a sweater, they don't get crusty. They don't get crusty at all, so. Mike, I've not seen the Banana Splits movie. Mike, how long have I been doing this? I've been in haunted houses since I was 10, so that would be 34 years. I have been making masks and costumes since 1995, so that would be, well, there would be other math for that. And you can do it and come to your own conclusions. I have seen Legend of the Werewolf, yes. Let's move this broom so I don't die. Happy Thanksgiving, Warren! You heat set the spray paint in the dryer. Like, put the whole costume in the dryer. Not anything you hot glued, by the way. Put it in the dryer, and then you're going to heat set that stain into the fabric. And then you can wash it. And you know, 7, 8 washings you'll have wear, but it holds up really well in all honesty. Once you heat set it, don't not heat set it. Also, guys, do me a favor and if I miss a question from you, I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't see it because I have to work and look at this stuff, so I don't always get to see it. I'm not ignoring you. Don't be mad, but yeah. So Brotherhood of the Wolf, yes, I saw it. Probably my least favorite explanation for the Beast of Gavillon. I grew up kind of loving that myth and legend. Hyenas are one of my favorite animals, so I kind of like the hyena theory. But, yes. It was pretty good. Wolfman in the Ghetto. In the ghetto. And a werewolf crowd. There's one thing that he don't need, another full moon with his mouth to feed. He's a werewolf. I don't remember a taxidermist. Was he a taxidermist? I'm going to be honest with you. The first time that I saw that movie, me and Shannon went to go see it on a date because we were just dating. And we were, you know, like in that whole meeting each other phase and stuff. And we kind of made out through the whole movie. So I don't remember as much of it as I should. But I was kind of upset at the reveal. Can I give JR a shout out, please? Hello, JR. Is there more to it than that? Is that all I have to do? I'm unaccustomed to like shout outs. I don't quite, yeah. Because I don't think I'm important in any way whatsoever. So me just saying someone's name, I don't know. I don't think it's special. But I have no doubt that JR is special, and frankly, he deserves better. Maybe later on you can find a way more popular YouTube star to give JR a shout out, and that will help further validate their existence. But, JR, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Unless you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, in which case, why? It's not a religious holiday, and you get free food. So, be down. And delicious food. You're welcome, Big Worm 928311. I'm just going to call you Big Worm, which does seem mildly inappropriate. That's right, everybody should give JR a shout out. Couldn't you just have like popsicle Thanksgiving? You need to really start being creative, Milton. Popsicle Thanksgiving. Everything like mashed potato popsicle, turkey popsicle, all of it's a popsicle. Cranberry popsicle wouldn't even be bad. Yes, Shannon is cooking. I shall not see her. Okay. Boy, you guys don't miss much. The Baby Yoda came from a very young fan who watches the show. I don't want to name their name because, I don't know, I'm a little averse to that. But Yeah, very touched. She drew that for me. And that is awesome. JR he just got a whoop whoop. I think I've seen one episode of Odin Makes on YouTube. I think he made a Hellboy glove because I was helping someone make a Hellboy glove. Yeah. His work is very clean. Like and his YouTube channel is very well produced. So I don't watch it because it depresses me. Because my show is not very well produced. Wow, all you can eat for Thanksgiving. That sounds awesome. It is a very well done Baby Yoda. And she is 10 years old. 10 years old. I knew I wanted to be an artist from very young. Now, artist means different things. To me, I'm a businessman because I'm doing what I need to do to make money. This is the skill set that I have, so I'm just applying it to what I can to make money. But also, haunted houses are a passion of mine, so I am staying in, that's important to me too, do something that you're passionate about. But, I know what I'm doing as a business. I think art for art's sake is wonderful, but you have to understand that is a starting art. It's art for art's sake. I like the artist part. If you look at me, you can tell I'm not very good at starting. Oh, I hate when stupid people make me work, Chad. I hear you, buddy. Oh, I love haunted houses. There's something amazing. It's a wonderful. All of haunt season is just this great emotional journey. And it's such a connection you have with the customers that's just so raw. When you see someone in that kind of emotional distress, and how they respond and how they react, it's nice. It's cool. Ken Pihosky, that's awesome. No, I don't. I was not at all ragging on Odin Bakes. I think what he made a very good product when I saw him. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what Pen Pihosky said. I don't know what he did. We had that a while ago, but this one it looks like Michael Laster did something. Maybe he said something negative or talked politics or something, but he's been here a lot, so he shouldn't have done that. Yeah. I want to do like one costume video a month. That's kind of my plan. Well, Baba Daza, I appreciate that. And part of what we do is just to be a positive force. There's a lot of folks who are either kind of a negative force or they're either a negative force or they don't realize that they're a force, and that's even worse. I did work at Terra on Church Street. Yes, they had body bags from the ceiling. It was an old dry cleaner rack, and you hit a button and they moved around. Thanks, Know Your Joe. Happy about that. Yeah, I'm like, boy, he was just excited about his air compressor. Did he go nuts? Yeah, and you know, my policy, even when we get trolls and stuff, I want to talk to them. You know, I want to figure them out. And then, you know, I think if they get to know me, you know, I'm not the Satan that sometimes they think I am. The vile one. Cool. Okay. You guys are going to go into the matrix for a moment while I go tinkle. You're in the matrix now! Justin Davis, very kind. Thank you so much. Hi, Mom. See, you guys, you were amused when you were looking at your own comments. That's what's important. Ah! Big Worm, the way that people order masks from me most of the time is I have a website. You can just order off the website, or you can shoot me an email if you want something specific or weird. I love weird. And I'll make you a clown mask if you want, but it's going to cost 3 times extra. Like, if let's say that this mask is a $200 mask, I would charge $600 for a clown mask of the same quality and effort. So there you go. Any ABC, anything but clowns. That's my next business name. Yeah. Crappy Clown. I think that your name says it all, my friend. I don't have to do any more explaining. I just have to say Crappy Clown. You're asking what's wrong with clowns, and your name is Crappy Clown. So there you go. Right, it's not there's no clown tax. They didn't ask a question. And that was preemptive. Like, I don't know if he wants a clown mask. I'm just saying, if you do, you know, and if someone else makes the mask that you want me to make, I'm just going to send you to them. Because I like to make my stuff. I try to watch everything happening, Mojo, and I know that Cobwebs and you are kind of having a side talk. I do. I really try to. I want to know new materials. I want to know cutting edge materials and techniques. You know, that's very exciting to me. We'll be getting a 3D printer for the shop here soon. Now, 3D printer's not cutting edge. They've been around 15 years, but Krampus clown, you get that dirty word out of your mouth. That's no good. We're not doing that. Krampuses are so awesome and so still underutilized that there's no need to combine it with anything else. Clowns are stale. Clowns are tired. So they latch themselves onto other things to try to make themselves exciting. I'm a taxi driver clown. I'm a doctor clown. Here's my favorite. I'm not a clown. My character hunts and kills clowns, and I just wear the skin of one. Lame. Sorry. I don't really watch anything. I have seen Forged in Fire. I enjoy Forged in Fire. Can I say I religiously watch it? No. I have not seen his bullet belt. I did see it in a scroll by. It looks like it was a Samaritan bullet belt from Hellboy. That would still be a little heavy, Paul Bennett. See, we really don't have to mix Krampus with anything. It's just Krampus. We're still having to explain to people who Krampus is all by himself. I don't want to make it harder by mixing it up with other things. Not everything is good for a mashup. Sometimes you just let them be what they are. A Jester would be a little bit different head static, but you have to make it different. Now, Ezekiel, I am fully aware that there are people whose happy is clowns. I get that. I understand it. There's just so many of them. I'm thinking about having a YouTube Krampusnacht event where we do a fire outside. I might talk about Krampus and read some Krampus stories, and maybe carve up a wooden Krampus mask that I have never done before, but I would like to. Wow, 5K in 2 days is awesome. That is such a great cause, too. Krampusnacht, that is, it's Krampus night. It's, traditionally, it's December 5th. Yes, I'm still thinking of them, and I know that when I launch them, I'm going to do okay with them. I don't have time to make money right now. I have to get these guys done so they can get out the door. I don't have enough downtime. Every moment that I'm here, or Stan is here helping me, or Stacy is here helping me, we're busy. You know? It's the Yule Cat. Head static, it's the Yule Cat. There's a whole Yule pantheon, and I think Chad Smith has started working on them. There's the Yule Lads, who are the 12 sons of Gryla, and then there's Gryla, and then their house cat is the Yule Cat. So, yeah. So Krampus is kind of, it's a thing, all right? Are there characters that go along with it? Absolutely. There's a whole group of Perchten, P-E-R-C-H-T-E-N. And a traditional Krampus parade has not just Krampus. It has other types of characters in it, which are you know, awesome and freaky. If you watch the Krampus parades, you'll see witches go by, and you'll see like big nature dudes with backpacks. Like those are Hans Trop. So there's a bunch. But I've started doing my own. This is Alan Hopp's mild trolling, by the way. When someone says, "Hey, let's see all your clown masks on like Latex Mask Central," I'll post a picture of a werewolf mask that I made, and then I'll say, you know, "Yep, this was a clown, but he turned into a werewolf, so he's a werewolf now." Could happen. Adorable is an excellent word for Tony. He's also awesome. Would it be more efficient to use a two-part foam system? It depends, and I do use two-part foam systems. I have shelves and shelves full of two-part foam systems, but I also try to do things that are easily accessible. As soon as I say, I went to Biddy Mold Supply and I bought this silicone, I went to Biddy Mold Supply and I bought this foam, I have priced a lot of people out of making that project, and I have knowledge gapped them out because they don't have the confidence to mix their own silicone. They don't have, which is expensive. You know, that's a $100 mistake. If you two solo cups, that's a $100 mistake if you screw that up. So I do a lot of things that I do in like on nights like this. You will see me use AV foam and stuff here live in the shop because it is a little more cost effective sometimes. But on YouTube Wednesdays, you're going to see a lot of Home Depot bag foam because it's $11 and it's at Home Depot. And if a construction worker can do it, then I can do it. And I want people to have that accessibility. And then maybe they get some wins under their belt from making stuff that way, and then they graduate to other materials. So that is why you see me use materials on all levels. Why do they start out black base? So I can dry brush. When I dry brush, I'm going to get, see how all my darks, all my depths are already dark? I've got contrast like that. First coat of paint, I have contrast. So I want contrast. Okay. I don't have a video of the finished product yet for that Scarecrow. I don't make videos on everything. Yeah, there's Frau Perchta. I mean, Perchta is a whole type of winter creatures, but there's a lot of these guys around. Hello, Horror Beauty. Hawkeye, what I would probably do for that Jack Skellington, I would do as much as I could with Pool Noodle to get the right shape, and then I would cover it in a fairly inexpensive black fabric, you know, and if it's a prop, hot glue it on, because trying to get, you know, you're not going to get an off-the-rack suit for Jack Sparrow, so you might as well make him the right proportions and hot glue the fabric on in such a way so it looks like his suit. There's lots of cool stuff. Garbage is 100% a building material. One of the things that I know I'm going to do for YouTube Wednesday is I'm going to go out and I'm going to make some Christmas decorations just from dumpsters. Like, I'm dead serious, because I know I can. We got tricks. Okay, I'm caught up, and that was hard. But I have to paint some masks. I'm not doing good today. And the reason why I don't do a ton of dumpster videos, I pull a lot of crap out of the dumpster, is because a lot of the time it won't help you because you can't find that thing in the dumpster. But I'm going to give some techniques for dumpster diving. And I'm going to grab some more paint. Happening Mojo, as long as it's not warm, you're fine. You don't really catch it from surfaces. If you look at everything the CDC is putting out now that they know more about it, in the beginning there was a lot of craziness where it lives on a countertop for 10 days, and that's just not true. So, you know, that's, I won't catch it from someone's sweater, you know. You're going to catch it from the particles in the air. But I don't want to talk a lot about that, but dumpster diving is pretty dang safe. Unless you're in an area with bears, and then it's an adventure. No, there's a lot of dumpsters you can't get into. And a lot of the time it's illegal, so you have to be very careful. Well, since that four-horned krampus is not in order, it's not one that I'm going to be able to work on right away. I've got to get these orders done. Okay, I'm going to do a kind of a breakup pattern here with actual white. That's how this one's skin was done. Well, the Grinch monster isn't done. He will get done. He'll be done by the end of this weekend. But he's not done right now. It's not difficult to ship it, John C. It's expensive. The big Krampuses that I do, if they fit in my biggest box, it's $140. That's how much shipping is. It was $140, and I think we charge for, if I know it's a big box, we charge $120. But shipping is ridiculous. My biggest Krampuses, they go in that big box, and it's $140. I do seal my paint when I'm done, yes. Normally I seal it with Liquitex varnish. And I have brown here, but I want to add a little black to it. I do that sometimes, and I'm starting to get into that. But the problem is then, I actually have to charge a little more for the mask, because that kind of setup to have a socket, to have a stump there to attach it to, that's more effort. So I'm adding, the cost is going to be somewhere. If I have to make a system for them to easily attach their horns, then I have spent an extra 30 minutes on that mask, which is time. Hello, Hoyt Font. The problem with using pool noodles is it's hard to attach pool noodle material, polyethylene foam, to something else. Polyethylene doesn't want to glue to the latex, so I don't like to use pool noodles as a base. I gotta find out what Hawkeye's question was. You can paint pool noodles, but really you're skinning them. Oh, where do I get my fabrics? Most of my fur comes from Monterey Mills. Monterey Mills. That's where I buy my big rolls of fur and stuff. And then there's a company called Plastex International that I buy a lot of fabric from. But I buy a lot of fabric. So if you're only going to buy like 10, 15 yards, maybe go to the fabric store. You know, they've got a lot of good ones. Yes, Corey, I own the Mythical Monster Museum. That's me, yes. We had one in Florida for a while, and I have one in Scarborough Fair in Texas. $1980. Why do I want drawstring horns? How would that help me? I rarely use glow-in-the-dark paint because it's just so expensive. And so if I did it, then I would want to do it as a feature. Thank you. Yeah, I think there's great sales on everything kind of right now. Yeah, I have to figure out if I need anything to see if I need to buy it on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Oh, very cool. Okay, yes. Yeah. That was probably the BARF, the Bay Area Renaissance Festival. I make a lot of stuff. No, it's not on the site yet, Realms. I just don't have time. I'm busy filling Christmas orders, so it's hard for me to stop doing this in order to take time to make paint to sell. I have no idea what fish bait hair is, but now I'm intrigued. Dikeen Green is what you're talking about, Joe Reese. There's a stone called Dikeen Green. It is a dental stone. Will it make the UltraCal stronger? Yes, a little bit. But UltraCal is weaker than it used to be because they're cutting it down more. It's more fillers. So yes, but I don't feel the need to do that yet. My molds work fine. I don't have any breakage issues. So I think that's extraneous. But if I were getting paid, you know, $30,000 or $10,000 for this set of molds for a movie, I might do some extraneous steps that may not be necessary, possibly to justify the cost. If I were a very high-level professional, I might throw some extra steps in there to make it seem a little more complicated than it is in order to hold on to a bit of that mystique, make it seem a little more difficult. I'm not saying that happens, but I feel like sometimes that happens. Oh, Knuckle SX. Is that Knuckle Sex? I don't know about that. Anyway, not dwelling on that at all. Pumpkin teeth on Etsy, all one word, pumpkin teeth. They're very sharp teeth that I put in the sculpture, I mold them in, and then it pulls right out, so no problem. I redesigned the elf based off of what I had. So, yeah. Okay. And it was Photoshop. Photoshop is the program that I use most. And I use Photoshop because I have it. I have it for work. I do some stuff for that at the haunted house. So we tend to keep a Photoshop subscription. But there's other great programs out there like GIMP and such, which are wonderful. No, I don't know anyone who does an elf on a shelf mask. Every time we did it for Dark Hour, we did it with makeup. No, the Old Town Haunt changed hands very quickly. Alexa, stop. When it was Legends of Old Town, I actually got to design the layout, and then my partner Dan ran it. But it was owned by another group of people who then moved to do stuff in Salem, Massachusetts. So, yes, I actually wasn't there much. I went a couple times, but all of my work was on the design end over there. And if you went through the Legends of Old Town Haunted House and you had to squeeze by a fat body hanging in the hallway, that was me. I'm going to try and make that happen, Rebecca Hudson. That would be December 5th. Okay, so these guys are all flesh-based out. This guy has a little more love happening. Oh, I have been both fluffy and fat. So sometimes I'm fat, and then I work on it, and I get back to fluffy status. I need to work on his horns a little bit. These guys are wonderful, but they're not quite as curved as they need to be. Hooray, go make stuff. Yeah, Daikeen Green is it's a dental stone. And dental stone is harder because there's a lot more wear and tear on their stone bits when they're making teeth and stuff. So, what is best to make a giant spider web on a ceiling? I would do the skeleton of the web in monofilament, like a 30-pound test, and then I would take a thermoplastic webbing gun, a hot glue gun web gun, or a hot glue gun and a hairdryer, and shoot the webbing all over top of that, and it'll be real webby and spidery. Good night, Corey Elliott. It is very, very wet, Justin Davis. The foam cannon, the foam gun. Yes, we actually have to build a raised walkway so that they're not walking on the ground, or else they'd be walking in like 4 to 6 inches of water. It's very wet. It's a mess. My ruling is it would take a lot of work to make a jester not count as a clown. That's very cool, Christopher Lazote. I didn't know you were out that way. I'm cutting some wedges in these horns so that they'll have a little more curve. The horn on the website has a little more curve than this, so I'm just making this one match that one. Now I have a curvier horn. Hawkey 79, the glue gun is going to be a Shure Bonder 300 or 350 watt. You can find them on gluestix.com, GLU-STIX. Hoyt, what are you looking for now? That someone suggested Spirit Halloween. While I love Spirit Halloween, that is rarely the answer. Oh yeah, they're not going to have latex either. No, you can get latex. I don't know where you are, but you can get 5 gallons of latex sent from Biddy Mold Supply, Monster Makers in Ohio. Biddy Mold Supply is here in Dallas, Texas area. Monster Makers is in Ohio. In St. Louis, there's Fright Props. They send 5 gallons of latex. And then in California, there's Black Lagoon Supply. That is 4 places that you can get it from. Black Lagoon Supply in California, Monster Makers in Ohio. In St. Louis, there's Fright Props. Dallas, Texas, Biddy Mold Supply. Who is closer? The shipping is a bummer. You can make horns out of pool noodles, yes. The problem is they're hard to glue to anything, unless you make the head out of pool noodles too. So I don't like making horns out of pool noodles because they're hard to glue to, like you can't glue a pool noodle to latex without like zip tying it on there. You have to have a physical bond. FX Warehouse in Philly, but they may not ship right now because of cold. So you have to know who you're getting it from. Yes, they have Christmas pool noodles that are red, green, and white. They're going to have pool noodles all year now. They do not fit in an X-Acto handle. They are Personna blades. Personna. Personna makes blades for a Roberts razor cutter, which I use all the time. Thank you, Scott, for the hot glue gun link. No, contact cement is not good with pool noodles. They'll stick for a little while, but it's not a good long-term solution. I did not see your question, Realms. Can you post it again? I'm a little buried. I ain't gonna lie. Reynolds Advanced Materials has cities all over, and they also sell latex. Contact cement will not melt latex, nor will it melt a pool noodle. Hello, Toronto Gnome. I love your YouTube name. I'm a fan of gnomes. I have to get to work. There's so many comments, and you guys are so awesome, and you're chatty, and I like talking to you. I make horns out of EVA foam. This is an EVA foam horn that I'm working on right now. I do have a clown blank. I did a clown blank many years ago, and I actually use it to make KRAMPUses quite a bit. Mostly I use it for KRAMPUses. And when I did the clown, I just sculpted it as a classic medical inbred. Yes, it's the floor mat foam from Harbor Freight. Okay. Oh. Yes, I did mention Brick in the Yard, which is Big Mold Supply, same company. Well, I'll probably throw antlers on the one I've got working on right now. Oh, okay. Now, I've already cut out these two, and I want these two to match. So the easiest thing to do, right, is just to trace. Very cool, Christopher Lazote. There's not a lot of difference between barge and weldwood. I think that barge is superior in California because of their climate. When the weldwood is a little more temperature tolerant for cooler weather that they just don't have that much of in California. So I prefer to have the weldwood. Barge is a hair more flexible, but I don't use it on things that I need to flex. You know, if I'm making armor out of it, then I don't want that to look like it's flexible. If I'm making horns out of it, well, I don't need that to be flexible. I don't want a flexible joint there. So, yeah. Good evening, Jordan Bunce. I appreciate you putting that donate link up there, sir. Sometimes people will super chat or whatever. That is perfectly fine. YouTube does get a cut of that. YouTube does hard work, so I appreciate it. I don't mind that. But if you don't want YouTube to have their hands in the middle of it to about 30%, then maybe you do want to do that. But you don't have to. Yeah, and barge is fine. I like barge. It is a little pricier than the Weldwood, so you know that's fine. Yes, I use stilts in the woods. Stilts in the woods are fine. Obviously, any bad footing for your feet is going to be bad footing for stilts. In some ways, you know, stilts are actually better. What you don't want is you don't want long grass. Long grass is really bad to stilt walk in. Sand, as much as it stinks to walk in, it also stinks to stilt walk in. But it's possible. It's just like you're walking on sand. And again, you have the accessibility issue. And I can buy Weldwood at Home Depot. If I buy barge, normally I have to order it and pay for hazmat shipping because, you know, it's an explosive. Every day. And if you prefer to use barge. I'm not going to say that you're wrong for using a different product than me. I would appreciate the same kindness because obviously what I'm using gets the job done. Yep, that's hot. And now I just close this up. And now I have a more curved horn. Larry, I think that would be awesome. An ice clown and 131 creepers watching. Hi, everybody. It is the day before Thanksgiving. So why don't I take a second? I'm thankful for you guys. I am thankful that throughout this whole pandemic and throughout, you know, honestly, I've been around for about 10 years on YouTube. But I just want to thank you guys. Like, thank you for hanging out with me and for validating some of the crazy stuff I do in the shop. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. I am thankful for the creepers. And I'm kind of putting that together and I'm rolling it together so that nothing touches until I want it to, and I can just make sure that it's nice and lined up. And I've got some little lines there, but that's going to be covered with the liquid nails, which really is, that's That's the big secret. And I do get some flack for, you guys have seen some of it. People have to do what you say, you know. If you say something that you don't, if you say something that I don't want to hear, then I boot you off. Well, you know what? That's all about maintaining a positive community. Yeah, we police ourselves. That's the point. And right now I have a dog that's really trying to get my attention. Hello. Oh, goodness gracious. You're all so helpful. Hello. Chain. Bella Cheney, Bella Cheney. Where's Boris? Where's Boris? Oh, there he is. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, doggos. I gotta get to work. I use it as is. I do not thin liquid milk. I think it means that she fed them. And I think that they just ate and now they're feeling good. Stanley, I made horns that were longer than my arm. It looked like it was a football field goal krampus. It was massive and pretty ridiculous. They just wanted to say hi. They needed some attention. Like, hey, here we are. And now they're gone. Now they're going to go play with sticks in the yard. Hooray. Maybe they don't, maybe they're only trolling because they don't know that we're a community that respects each other. And I want us to respect each other. And that means I'm going to try my best to respect your time, and you should respect each other's time. And robbing people of time right now, that's pretty heinous. Old man mode activate. Right, no bake stuff. Yes, it was a Texas Longhorn Krampus. See, and these horns are just as long, they're just more curved. They're a little more compact. And I'm just cutting a bevel in to get a little more surface area so that when I attach this to the mast, it'll bite better. A little bit of biting. This is not a distortions hat, okay? So this hat is pretty rare in all honesty. This is a hat from Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is one of my favorite movies. And that is a hat from when that movie was around. So, yeah. Y'all are very kind. Yes, I happen to buy this. Normally what I do is I buy one of these and I pour it into several cans so I can have several projects going at once. So it's not uncommon for me to have one of these. There's almost always one over in the corner, but I refill the little ones from that. I did see the Dracula Untold. Was that was it? I enjoyed it. My favorite, of course, is the Vampire in the Cave, who's a little more monstrous. Well, when you talk about support, do you mean the human neck, or do you mean on the mask itself? Because my big Krampuses, they're mounted on EVA foam helmets. And that's how I get those big horns on there. But I could do horns that are 4 or 5 foot long on that, no problem. It's a cone. You just make the base bigger, So if the base is as big around as this can, then I can make a horn that's 4 foot long, no problem. Now, how many of these can you fit on a human head? That's the problem. It's not going to necessarily get floppy. I can always just use thicker EVA foam and go with a 1-inch thick EVA foam. And then I could make horns that are 8 feet long each. But how big the base needs to be would no longer fit on a human head. This, a little bit bigger than this, is about the max you can get 2 of on a head. Hawkeye, what are you talking about? Yes, hot glue guns are hot. That's why they named them hot glue guns. They did not name them temperate glue guns. Very cool, David. I too was a 5-year-old werewolf. These are, I just had a notion that these were like, I'm a unicorn. Yeah. Okay. What should be the viscosity of 1 to 1 to 1 latex paint? A little thicker than milk. Just a hair thicker than milk. Maybe double milk thickness. And these I've already, hit with the glue. Fast gluten. Here's the problem with unicorn masks. It's really hard. It's really hard from it's really hard to make one that isn't, how do we say, fabulous? Like a scary unicorn is difficult. What a very kind thing to say. Deja? Yes, yeah, that actor is an excellent actor who played Kyle Lannister. I either did not know or forgot that he was in The Golden Child. That's the only place you should wear your fangs for a wolfman, is on the bottom. Deja. Ronette? No, I have not. And yet, kind of, yes. There is an informal use copyright that as soon as so much of what I make is on film, well, it's documented. So I don't have to do that a lot. Yes. I don't know if I'm missing stuff or not. I don't know if I'm missing stuff or y'all are just weird. Both are likely, let's be honest. Yeah, little column A, little column B. Well, okay, but if we're all weird, doesn't that make us normal? So don't tell my wife But I'm like coming around to the idea of having a reality TV show. I think I want to do that. I have ideas for it. I know exactly what I want to do. I just have to get to that point. Okay, so here's my pitch. Here's my TV show pitch. All right? Well, hang on. We're going to talk as I pour myself some apple cider. It's Thanksgiving, homies. Okay. So here's my idea for the show. And I would call it something like Monster Festival or the Festival Monster, something like that. Because there are all these festivals and events all over the world. There's a lot of Bigfoot festivals. There's a Jersey Devil Festival. There's stuff like Wasteland Weekend that happens out in California. There's the Rougarou Festival in Louisiana, where festivals around monsters. So I would talk to the owners about the festival and find out what it's all about and talk a little bit about the lore because I love that stuff. And then I come back to my shop and I would make a costume to be a photo op there. So, and then, you know, so me or one of my team would suit up in the costume. We'd make it, that's part of the show. And then at the festival, interacting with people, and it could be conventions like Trans World, it could be Monster Day in Greeley, Colorado, or it could be, you know, some of those other ones. I just think that that would be so wonderful. I love interacting with people in that way through the use of a costume and a monster, and I love making stuff in front of people, for people. So, yeah, I got the wrong one. I did watch all of Making Monsters. I was actually on a couple episodes of it. If you watch on the Sci-Fi Channel's website, then there's some video of me and Jordu down in Distortion's basement pulling masks out of the mold. No, I didn't pour out my molds. Alexa, how much time is left on my timer?
There are no timers set.
Dang it. They gonna be thick. But it's cold out, so it'll probably be fine. Well, if I did that, that's what I would be doing. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do everything else at the same time. I could probably keep up with YouTube. Come on, let's pour some masks in. I will not be able yeah, you don't have any timers going either. I will not be able to keep up with comments as much here. So, entertain yourselves. Number one was this guy. Yeah, the long ear elves came out pretty good. And you might have a festival near you that you're not aware of. And that's one of the things that I want to do. Like, I would try to go to Austria and do a Krampuslauf. I would go to Puerto Rico and do the Vejigantes. The Vejigante masks, which are beautiful. I love those. There are lots of of those festivals all over the world. It's like every town in France has a town giant that they have a parade for, you know. All that stuff is ready to be shipped. That's why it's on her table. Now it's her problem, and she has to box it up. Like to do her hair and makeup. You might have one in Michigan, but I'd have to look. I mean, I've got a list of like 20 because I started making a list a while ago, so I have a list of a bunch. I think he's next. You are next. Math, yeah. Did I froze? Yeah, and Colorado has a couple. They have there's one in Colorado Springs, I think it is, where they race coffins down the hill. That could be a fun one to do a costume for. But you could do bigger stuff too, like you could do Comic-Con in San Diego, you know? When they have the Stranger Things conventions. Go to the Stranger Things convention, make a Demogorgon costume. And last one. Happy Thanksgiving. The table is where I hold them. What you saw before was the stools, and they're a little clogged up right now is all. They're actually stools. They're little stools from Dollar General. Now I have walled off the mold I have to get to. Luckily, it's not a heavy one. But that mold also takes a little bit of special work because it's small. It doesn't fit over top like these do. It takes a little bit of work to drain it. I'm alone again without shoes. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Tie my shoe. Don't tell me how to live. So the bags are on there because the latex will form a skin up on top, and then you go to dump it out, and then you have a skin on top, and then you're empty bag. When that skin might fall into the mold and cause problems in the mask. So to keep it from skinning, you just cover it with plastic. A little more thickness up on those ears. A painted layer will do just fine. Hooray! Alexa, countdown, 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
A mud run is not a monster festival. If the mask is too thick, it's just not easy to wear. And what I would do is, if that happened, I would foam fill it and use it for something else. I do classes here. Don't tell me how to live. Hopefully you know I was jesting. Yeah, we do. We have Monster Camp here that we do. And Monster Camp is where in one weekend, we come out for a weekend and we sculpt a mask, mold a mask, pour, pull, and you leave with a finished mask on Sunday. So Monster Camp is a lot of fun. Okay, now I'm going to get horns on these two. And I say horns, one is antlers. I wear a lot of really bright orange. I don't think that you guys are going to blind me with any colors. Like a lot of really bright orange. Aside from my bright orange hoodie and my bright red hoodie that I wear, a lot of my long sleeve stuff is dark because that's what they do for men. Oh, it's cool that you're in the Dallas area. That's really awesome. I am in Quinlan, Texas, which is just under an hour east of Dallas. Normally I will listen to audiobooks when I'm working in the shop by myself. Audiobooks, or I'll play really bad monster movies on the big screen. You know what? Just color in general, horror beauty. If you look at men's clothing, it's tan, it's blue, it's dark, it's tan, it's dark blue, it's gray, it's black. It's so rare to see something with color. Um, Coral, baby blue. See, this is what I normally wear bright colors. It's chilly out, so I have a bigger shirt on. When I order shirts for myself off of the Teespring that I design, I get orange, I get yellow. You know, I love color. Alexa, what temperature is it outside?
Right now, it's 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 39 degrees.
See, it's 49. It's going to be 39 tonight. That's like freezing your tracks weather. Yeah, right there is where it's going to be. By the way, this is really hot. I did not make these antlers. These antlers I got from Elope. So I have a favorite haunt scene display. So I am a sucker for a good haunted house graveyard, or for a good haunted house Gothic type cathedral. Those two I really love. Dead Man's Bones. No. Alexa, add Dead Man's Bones to my shopping list.
Dead Man's Bones added.
There we go. That's how I want it. Yeah, I hate it when, like, popular actors end up with good bands, because then, you know, it's only going to get a little bit of their attention. She will notify me when 15 minutes is over. JD, my favorite, it's called a baked potato room. Baked potato room. Real thing. I'm not making it up. Hooray! Antlers. So, a baked potato room was a JC's haunted house thing for a while when they were teamed up with the March of Dimes. And it was in a lot of rooms in the 70s and through a good bit of the 80s. And I put them in every now and then. And what it is you do the walls of the rooms, they're not just flat. You might build a box on the wall or something, so you can put, like, let's just say, for example, carpet over it, and then you would have these real irregular walls. And in that, you would hide strobe lights. And then you cover the entire room with Mylar. like from gardening mylar. And it is such a, and why I love it is that the room is bright as snot. It's like you're inside of one of those, it's crazy. You know, you make mylar curtains and you can do all kinds of stuff in there. All these different options. You know what, Lisa? I have to have time to make one on my own to put the moose antlers on, so then someone sees it and then they'll order it. So our cemetery at dark hour, it is set up where there's big crypts and things. So it feels pretty open air. But the big crypts are, you walk through a couple of them, you walk by some of them, and those are for actors to hide in and behind and around. So basically several actors will tag team you and leapfrog you to get those scares. It's wonderful. One of my favorite nights haunting, it was me and Rue and Bart Butler and I think Robert Corey was there with us. But we were just laying it down in the graveyard. There was a lot of vets, and we just destroyed them at every turn. It was a great time. Body Geeks, right now my brain is not pricing. So can you shoot me a message? Shoot me an email or shoot Shannon an email, and then I'll send you a price right away. It'll be in that $150, $175 range. Yeah, that's what I like about a Big Monkey Fest. I like that it's so bright, and you can use it as a vision palette cleanser, so that, because your eyes get used to the dark, and then you go into a baked potato room, and your eyes they're not adjusted anymore on the other side of that. Wow. Yeah, I'll be hitting up Harbor Freight post shizzle. We have 3 different Krampuses. Look at that. 3 different sculpts, 3 different styles of horn. Isn't that fun? These guys are foam. This is a molded foam. It's a dense foam, but it's thin, so it's hollow. It's nice and lightweight. I love it. And these are from Elope. The company is Elope, E-L-O-P-E, and you can buy them on eBay. They're just under 20 bucks. Yeah, I like seeing them all together like that. Scarecrow, I'm pretty sure I will be doing the Krampus Nacht event here at my own space, yes. That would be December 5th. Unless you're talking about something else, Dark Hour will not be doing a holiday event. I have 1 good female monster sculpt. I need to get more. And I need to get the mix. Alexa, how much time is left on my timer?
You have 1 minute and 40 seconds left on your 15-minute timer.
Okay. cobwebs, I do not have that information right now. And if I did have it, what hasn't been revealed yet, so I shouldn't reveal it here. Like many things in 2020, it is sad sighting. Sad and exciting mixed together. Can't be changing teams, Horror Beauty. You said you liked the one in the middle. That's the one that you said you liked. You gotta stick with it. Now you're stuck. That's how we get over fear of commitment. Make you stick with the one you choose. Yeah, the middle one, I've got to wire up LEDs for the eyes still. Alexa, stop. Alexa, count down 10 minutes. Okay, so which horns are more traditional? These are probably a little more traditional in style of what most Krampus horns look like. But normally they're made out of real antlers, real horns. So, yeah. I understand, Jordan. You can ask me questions and I'll answer them. And then, do all Krampuses get LEDs? No. Only the masks that have LED sockets made in them do I put LEDs in. Forcing LEDs in a mask that doesn't have it, it's not, what it boils down to is it's not comfortable for the actor. And I want people to work in these. Yes, the kind of floor mats I like on Amazon are the company name is Clever, C-L-E-V-E-R, Clever. Clever is the company name. There are some antlers, but most have like sheep horns, but not like ram horns like that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the ways that they distinguish themselves is by their horns. So, you know, you do try to outdo your buddy. All right, we're just gonna get into it. Here we go. And they're normally organized into troops. So you'll see a number of Krampuses that all look kind of similar together, and that's a Krampus group. Good night, Rebecca Hudson. What am I inspired by? Probably one of my biggest inspirations is nature, in that I figured long ago, like I kind of jumped on the thinking that a lot of what scares people in a haunted house is the concept and thought of being preyed upon. I think being eaten is an actual fear that we can't kind of get out of our system. So, you know, because it's sort of ingrained in us. So, nature and, you know, if you wanna learn how to move in a scary way, don't watch horror movies. Watch animal documentaries. Watch predators hunting prey. You know. I have rented some costumes before, but I don't like keep a big library on. I don't keep a big library of costumes, Jordan, so it would have to kind of just be like something that I have, you know. Paul, I just figured this would be faster. I've done it this way in the past. I'm just hogging it on there, you know. And then I can use my fingers to make the ridges. The King! Hello, the King. How are you, sir? You're not late. You're fashionably tardy. All right, you're late. I've been on a while, but that's okay. So if anybody wonders why people keep telling Paul what I said, Paul happens to be deaf. So a lot of the creepers really help out when I answer his questions by typing it for me. Because if I tried to type it, that would be problematic. Okay, I have stuff on. Hello, Arkansas. Yeah, I think that if you don't know the noise that they make, yeah, I think that is kind of terrifying. Ronette, I would agree that people are the scariest thing out there. Faux shizzle. Luckily, you will find no charming men around here to even make you nervous. Even our nice guys are kind of jerks. Laughing also happens around here now and then. Yeah, just have a little bit of it. Let's go ahead. Because my timer went off for these. The rotary tools at Harbor Freight are okay. They're worth 20 bucks. There's one at there's one on Amazon that's also like $16. That one is called the Wen, is the company name, W-E-N, and those are kind of my go-to right now. Yes, that is latex that I poured out so that, yeah, because it formed a skin inside of the mold. And that skin is the thickness of the mask. Hello, Jennifer. Saw you just popped on. I'm getting all the latex out of this room because this room is a little colder than the other room. Okay, gang. Here we go. Now we turn on the fans. Got a little switch over here. See all those fans in the ceiling? Those keep this room really nice for drying masks. So I have a couple from Harbor Freight. I think Dremel's quality actually really went down in the past 10 years. So they're not any better than the Harbor Freight ones, in all honesty. No, it's cool. You know, I like metallic colors are really nice, especially on masks. So someone asked, what's my favorite horror film? So first of all, I want to clearly say I don't like horror movies. I like monster movies. There has to be a supernatural element to it, or else I just don't enjoy it. If I want to watch people kill people, I can just watch CNN, because that happens all the time and it's boring. So any good monster movie. How can you not love King Kong? How can you not love the Wolfman? How can you not love Pumpkinhead? You know, just these creatures who are, you know, it's very much monsters. Okay. So, gang, I think I'm going to go ahead. JD, hop on what I buy on Amazon. I buy paintbrushes, the 100 packs. I buy stir sticks. I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. Yeah. Air filters. Anyway, I have a video called Latex Mask Process Talk Through, where I talk through the whole process of making a latex mask. And that's a good place to start to get an idea. I do occasionally get mixing cups, yes. All right, so gang, I'm going to actually sign off a bit early tonight. I'm going to go hang out with the wife while she's cooking. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm thankful for you. Happy Thanksgiving. And be nice to folks, you know? But I say that a lot. If you're going shopping, buy an article of clothing in your favorite color. That's what I want you to do. When I went to the thrift store, especially for guys, and if your favorite color is black, that sucks. Pick a color. But when I went to the thrift store, it was painfully obvious that the clothes that were there were clothes that people wanted to get rid of. There's something to that Marie Kumo thing. Did it bring you joy? Well, no, it doesn't bring you any joy. It's gray and lifeless and drab. Everything is even a pastel, which is a watered down color. Everything is, it's a shade. Buy something in your favorite color and wear it, and dress the way you want to dress. Dress the way that you would dress your video game character if you were in a video game. Because nothing should stop you from being you. And the more that you are you, I think one of the reasons that people are attracted to my channel is I'm not afraid to be me. And the more you that you're going to be, especially for the folks out there who are kind of looking for someone, the more you are, then that's great advertising for what they're going to get. And honestly, that attracts people. But be you and get some clothing in your favorite color and enjoy it and wear it. That is your homework. So you guys are awesome. Have a great night. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And always, my wife is going to say happy Thanksgiving too, but always go make stuff. Even if it's mashed potatoes.